was the biggest paycheck ever. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pasitana Tabani and you're watching another video. Today's video is basically centered around making money as a student. Not even as a student, like as a high school kid, as a student. I know like some of these things, some kids do them from age 16, 17 up until like they at a good age at 27, 28. So these are things that I did and I've tried out to make extra money and extra cash, and those are the things that have worked for me. So I'm suggesting or recommending rather things that I, one, get asked about, two, things that I've tried out and my experience with these things. So let's get into it. So one, my first job, like the first thing that I've ever done to get like any amount of money was a temp job in retail. So it was in my matric year, 20, can't reveal my age. It was in my matric year, but yeah, so I got a job in December, a part-time job at factory with the Cotton On group. I saw it online and then I applied, and then there were interviews after that, because all their applications, you don't hand in a physical application, you need to apply on their site, and once they decide to shortlist people, then they give you a call and then you go to for your interview, and then after your interview obviously they let you know that same time if you've gotten the job or not. Well, that was my experience. And then you start working, they give you a contract, you need to get a tax number, you need to get what was it? I think it was a tax number, a copy of a certified ID, and something along those lines, and a signed contract and proof of address. Yeah, also that. So basically what happened, like I said, I applied online. I got an email, I think it was an email or call about me being shortlisted, and so I had to go for the interview and stuff like that. I remember I had my interview at Woodlands. I'm from Pretoria, if you don't know, I'm from Pretoria. So I had my interview at Woodlands. Like, the interviews are really chilled. Factory, or the Cotton On group rather, is a very like, it's a youth brand. So in it being a youth brand, the way they do things is a bit unorthodox and a bit like, it's not as serious as any other corporation. That was like hands down the best interview I've ever had, because you didn't feel pressured. So basically what they did during the interview, they grouped us into different groups, and then they gave us tasks. Like they gave you I think it was a shirt or something, like 3 different items. Let's say there's 3 people in your group, 3 different items, and basically you guys are tasked to explain why you would style that outfit like this, why you style this like that, in. So I think one, they're trying to figure out your sense of style, to your interpretation and how you speak. Are you eloquent? Are you confident in what you're saying and all of that? I was so freaking nervous. Like, when I tell you, I was just shitting bricks. Like, I was so nervous. I'm somebody who's calm until the last minute, and then my nerves are everywhere. I'm uncomfortable, you know. So after that, they were like, okay, close your eyes, and then we're going to, if we tap you on the shoulder, then you got the job. So now we all closed our eyes. So everybody lined up, everybody who was there for an interview lined up, and we all closed our eyes. That's what I mean, like the interview process is very unorthodox and very different. So we all line up, we all close our eyes. So they start tapping people, If you get tapped, you need to move to front. So now one paper, and I'm just like, I'm not sure, like that tap was not very strong. I'm not sure what you're trying to do. Did I imagine it in Jan? And then somebody had to shake me, literally shake me, and be like, baby girl, come through. Then I was like, alright. But I would never work. It was fun. It was a fun experience, but I would never work retail ever again. One, the hours are crazy. You get tired. Like, you're always tired. And the pay rate isn't that much. I think I was making like 20 rand or 25 rand per hour. That time you work 8 hours, you're like, and you need to deal with people and how people are and your managers. If you don't have a good team, then when we call, there's another story coming from this experiencing. But yeah, I definitely would never ever go back to retail, but it was a great starting experience in terms of work ethic and the discipline that you need, and how do I explain it, customer service, learning how to deal with people, learning how to speak to people, because I was always very shy until I started doing retail. Not retail, like after retail I was a bit more confident, and once I started doing promos, that's when I peaked. Which brings me to my second point: promotions, the love of my life, the place where I belong. I absolutely love promos. Like, I love promos. Once I start speaking to somebody who's trying to make extra cash, as a student, as a full-time work person, whatever, promos are, nobody else is gonna pay you as much as a promo. With as inexperienced as you are, as with no work experience, with no basically we don't know what you can do, but they're still gonna pay you gang cash. Like, I really enjoy promos. I really enjoy promos, especially when once you work for an agency or a business or a client who's very, you know, your jobs switch. You don't do the same thing over and over again. So yeah, that's something that I really enjoy. So I got into promos after I lost my phone, I think in 2016. Yeah, I think that's when I started doing promos. So this is my 4th year. That's crazy. So in 2016 I started doing promos, right? I had lost my phone. After I got a new phone, 2 weeks after my birthday, I lost it. I was at Groove. I was so naked, and I was wearing tracksuit joggers, right? It's not tracksuit, but like sweatpants, and the pockets were very shallow. And me being naked, I thought it was a good idea for get in your phone, and I went to go lose my phone. Literally, I left the people that I was with, went to another level of that place, went to go sit on my own. Literally, I was sitting on my own, not talking to anyone. I didn't go buy a drink. Like, I literally just went down to go sit on my own and lose my phone. That was the only thing I did. So anyway, fast forward, I was like, okay, 2 weeks after they bought me this phone, after I cried and like, yes sis, I scram. What an angel, guys. I need a new phone. So alright, what up? baby. Ooh, there we go. So 2 weeks after that, not even 2 weeks, like once I discovered that, okay, I lost my phone, obviously the first 2 days I go through motions. I'm trying to recover it, I'm trying to call my number, I'm trying to track my phone, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, and none of it's working. So I'm like, okay, baby girl, you need a new plan. And Matric, I had signed up for this other agency. It's like a promotions agency, and I signed up for it online. I saw an ad for this thing online, and they only contacted me after, like, suddenly at that time. So you're 2 years after, essentially. So I got on the site and they sent me like a booking, an availability check for a certain job, and I'm like, eh, nah, I'm inside, I'm available. I see the rate is like for my 5 grand. I'm like, I'm definitely doing this. I live in Central now, it's easy, I can travel to mainland. Mainland taxi is like 15 rand. Like, I'll see how to get back and so forth. Shapo, I start working at this job. That was my first promotions gig, and that was the one that paid me the most. Like, yo, I paid, I think it was 5 grand, 5 point something, and I would work like maybe 3 times in a week for a full month, and I still made 5 grand. Like, for somebody who's never really made, even at factory, I didn't make that much money for that entire month and a week in Jan. So sharp, I go, I do this. Obviously that 5 grand goes towards my phone, because my phone was 7,000 rand, 7,000, 7.5. And my siblings had to clatter me and say, like, you know what, we see the situation, we see you're trying, but let's help. So that was my first promo job, and since then I've been doing promos, and it's been a good time. That's how I make my money. That's definitely how I make my money. All my friends know, everybody who knows me knows that's how I make my money. Promos, their rates start from like 80 rand, 70 rand and up, and then you can make to as much as 200 rand per hour. So if you work a 4-hour shift, you could make 400 rand if your rate is 100 rand. But you also need to be interactive and you need to get out of your shell a bit. If you're somebody who struggles with being shy, I suggest like treat it as a job. So psych yourself up and just be like, you know what, it's only 4 hours, I'm only going to be doing this for 4 hours, I know why I'm doing it, let's go. Challenge yourself a little bit more every single time you work, to speak a bit more and speak to the people that you're working with. That usually also helps ease your nerves and calm you down. So yeah, so the agency that I initially worked for was Spotlight Agency, and that was my only agency. And then the more I worked, the more I saw that different girls or different people worked for multiple agencies at the same time. And that way you can pick and choose the jobs that you want. This video is so long. This way you can pick and choose the jobs that you want and figure out, you know, if you like working, if you like their jobs for this. Because some people do corporate, some people do alcohol, some people do different things. And different things means different environments, different crowds, different dynamics. So you get to filter out what you really like to do and all of that. So yeah, I worked for Spotlight Agency, like I was saying, Urban Strikers at some point, SAS, which is Pretoria based, mainly Pretoria based, and they do a lot of alcohol promotions. I think the most fun I've had with the agency was Spotlight. I love their jobs. And yeah, basically that's it on promos. You need to make sure that you always have money for transport. You need to make sure you always have a bit of extra cash in case they say they need like a white t-shirt and you don't have a white t-shirt. Go to Mr. Price, go buy the cheapest one, like just make it work in order to get your money. And once you get in with a promo company, you're good, because you know they're gonna start using you more if you do a good job. So invest in that and invest in yourself, both financially and in terms of making sure you're interactive and you actually speak to people. And then the third way I learned how to make money sideways was over social media. And this, I was introduced to this particular company, it's a company, agency, by a friend of mine, Labhang, and it was for a pushkin. If you follow me on socials, then you've seen this. It was for a pushkin activation or social media post. So BYC, it's called BYC, and a friend of mine introduced me to it, Labhang. And yeah, basically what they do is they send you different questionnaires or surveys, I don't know how to say that word, different brands. Every time they have a campaign, they send you a survey if they think you are in line with that brand that they're representing at the time. Sorry. And yeah, you fill it out. If you get chosen, you get chosen. You usually have a briefing. After a briefing, you have tasks. So if it runs for a month and they expect 4 posts, that's 1 every week, right? So 1 every week, they outline basically the core concept or what they want to see within that post in that time frame or for that week. So you have a guideline and you need to work around that guideline. You as a creative or as whatever, you can take it whatever direction that you want to take it. But yeah, the rates are pretty good, considering that all you have to do is just post a photo or post a video on social media. It's pretty good, so try that as well. I'll put all the links in the description box so you guys can find all these places easily. And yeah, what else? How else have I made my money? Also modeling. I joined an agency in 2016 and 2017. My agency is called District Models, and that's what I started doing. That was the biggest paycheck in 2016, with the year that I signed with them. I think it was the year that I signed or the year after. Woo, that was a lot of money. That paycheck was just like, oh my god. Another way I make money is hostessing. I only started late last year, And hostessing basically is when you work in a club, right? You work in a club, or you work in that type of environment, and you mingle. Your job is to mingle. Your job is to come through every single night, look amazing, as amazing as you possibly can, look good, mingle, and make sure that you're doing a good job hostessing. Like, you're making people feel comfortable. You make the people who are at the club happy. You popping bottles and you're breaking bank. That also has really good rates. But if you're someone who knows you're not into speaking to people and groove and all of that in an environment where people are always drunk, also be cautious of that. And yeah, that's it. That's honestly it. I think that was 4 or 5 ways of how I make my money, how I currently make my money, and how you can make money as a student. These aren't the different takes on it. You need to just kind of find what you love doing. And yeah, I really wish you the best. If this is something that you want to try out, I wish you the best. I hope it is something that works for you, and it's something that you can do part-time, full-time, whatever it is you decide. And yeah, that's it for me. Please follow me on my socials, Instagram and my Twitter. I'll put my handles here and below in my description box. And yeah, please like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what else you want to see if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodles!